Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. If you're watching today, that means you're a student of KIB2006 Computer and Programming. So this would be your very first video where I will be sharing just a bit on why we're learning C++ and what you need to get started to be in this class. Okay. First things first, C++ is just an example of programming language. There are so many high-level programming language that we can learn, but with C++ you have the opportunity not to just learn the concepts of programming, but also have the tool if you ever decided to become a programmer of a device later on, or perhaps an advanced gaming system later on, because C++ is the language of choice if you were to become a programmer in the future. Okay, but let me be clear here, this particular subject is not to make you a programmer. What we want to do in this subject is to expose you to the concept of programming so that you can become an engineer who will use logical thinking whenever you want to solve a problem. Okay, so to do programming, what you need to do is a tool, a software if you like. Just like when you want to write an essay, you need to use an app like Microsoft Word. So to do programming, you need a software as well, or an app. So depending on your operating system, computer or your phone, or your personal preference, you might want to use different kind of apps or software. To do that, you have to check what kind of device you have, what kind of gadgets you have, and what is the best option for it. Okay, if you were to Google it, you can always go to Google and you can type something like best compiler for C++. Okay, I've typed it already. You can even specify your operating system so that you get exactly what you need. Okay. Now I use the word compiler. Compiler is the word used for programs, groups of programs that will help you to run the program. Okay, your coding. But compilers are very specific term. What you want is basically just a normal software, normal app. So sometimes there's another word that you would also see when you're googling for this, which is called IDE. IDE is just integrated design environment, an acronym for integrated design environment, where actually what it means is just a software or an app that is easy to use with lots of tools, lots of support that you can use. And a lot of these are also open source, meaning that it's free and you don't have to pay anything, but you need to check whether the software is compatible with your system or not. Okay, there is one way of using an app for your device. If you like me, you're always connected with the internet and you don't have any problem with connecting to the internet, I would highly suggest you to use online tools for C++. Yeah, this is another way of running your program online, because the advantage of using this is that you don't have to maintain the app or software. You don't have to worry about the latest version. You don't have to worry about bugs or malware, because this app is running on a different server. Okay, you don't have to worry about maintaining all those things. And almost all online compilers also have the same features as the one you install in your gadgets. And yes, obviously the only downside of using online compilers like this is you need to have an internet connection. If you plan to study programming offline, I would highly suggest you to download an app and use it on your phone or on your tablet or on your laptop. I leave it to you on what kind of app or device to use. as long as it can help you to learn the programming or to run all the examples that we learn in classes, that will be okay with me. Alright, so that's all for this segment. I will see you in the next one. Okay, here we are at the second part of our lecture. As usual, start off by opening up your compiler or IDE, and if you are like me, you will be opening up your online version of your compiler, and this is what you'll get. You can always Google one of your preference, and this is what I use with the top one. Okay, so normally what you will get is a sample program with already a statement saying hello world. Okay, all program languages normally start their first class with outputting the word hello world. This is a very traditional word or sentence to output, because if you can imagine 40-50 years ago, programmers find it very exciting to be able to talk to an inanimate object. And what would they want the object to say if not then hello world? Yeah, of course, you can always write that, or you can always try to type some other words, yeah, like hello Thanos, for example. Maybe he come again to Earth, who knows? Yeah, so let's see if it lands or not. Okay, yeah, so when I say it's running, meaning that whatever you're trying to type here will appear here. Yes, I didn't explain yet all the structure of the program and whatnot, because I want you to learn that along the way, and I want you to learn on your own as well. Okay, so for your information, what you have done just now is you're using a basic structure of a C program with the basic components. Okay, you have at the top the header part, and you have the rest of it is the body part or the main part of your program. Okay, and that's why it's called main here. So other than that, why don't we just learn as we go along? Yeah, and for this first class, what we are learning is that we can output certain line of sentences using programming. Okay, you can type longer words like whatever you want. Yeah, for example, something like this. Yeah, of course, for somebody who knew how to use Microsoft Office, Microsoft Word, you would think that typing something to appear in somewhere else is not such a big deal. But what this will train you is that it allows you to interact with an inanimate object to follow your direction or your instruction. So in a way, you have successfully type an instruction, and you are making this particular display to actually do what you asked it to do, which is to display this sentence. Okay, so yeah, it sounded simple, but this is the very first step for you to realize that programming is a platform for you to be able to communicate with this inanimate object. Okay, so the way I will conduct these classes is that I will go through a simple explanation for the topic, and then I will go to examples. I've created some examples for you, so we'll go through that in the class. In the class, and I will leave you with the homework for you to do. That will not be graded, but what I will grade is the one that I posted on Spectrum. Okay, so again, we will do at least 2 examples in the class. I will leave you with the homework. That will not be graded, but you need to do the one on Spectrum. Okay, so first one is this very simple example. I would like you to do these 2 exercises. One to print out like this, and one to print out something like this. Yes, it looks simple, but let's have a look at what's needed to do this. Okay, remember the words hello Gamora and Star-Lord. Of course, if you are MCU fans, you know who they are. Star-Lord is half human, half god, if you remember, and Gamora is the green lady. name is Star-Lord. Yes, and in the MCU they are portrayed as lovers, yeah, heroes and heroine. Alright, so these are the words. Hello Gamora, my name is Star-Lord, and let's see if it works. Yeah, right, so it appears like this. Whatever you write here, again, this is the command cout. Yeah, so whenever you use cout, whatever you type here will appear exactly as you type it there. Okay, but what I wanted for this particular exercise is for you to type it in different lines. So what will you do? What will you do? Alright, can you do this? Can you do this? Sorry, it's actually I am Star-Lord, isn't it? Okay, so will it work or not? Let's see. Let's run. Right, so with all these compilers, we have a useful tool here. Whenever you write something wrong, they will put out an error messages so that you know which error did you make in the programming. Okay, so in this case, it says that missing terminating character da. So basically what it says that for every line, if you want to make a new line, you have to make it complete, otherwise you are missing something. Okay, so for every cout sentence, you need to end it with another closing mark. Okay, and you must never forget to put in the semicolon. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is you cannot just type here in the new line for it to appear here. Okay, remember that's the function of cout. So put in cout again at every line and see what happens. Okay, because that's the instruction for the computer to print out something. Remember? Okay, so let's copy and paste all the cout to each line and see what will happen. Okay, remember to put in the closing and semicolon, closing, different sign pula, semicolon, and see what happens. Let's press run. Okay, with programming, I would also like to remind you that please don't be afraid of getting errors. Yeah, because it won't bite, it won't get anything worse. Okay, the worst that it can happen is that you get multiple error messages, and that's totally fine. Okay, let's see. Now it has appeared here, but it's still in one line, even though you type it in different lines. Why? Okay, what's happening here is that you are looking at the results of what cout can do. Cout will always display whatever you've printed here exactly as is. Okay, so what the computer is reading is that, okay, I found cout here. Okay, I have to print out hello. Okay, what's next? Okay, I have to print out Gamora. Okay, what's next? There is no specific instruction for the cursor to go to a new line before printing out this word. Okay, that's why you keep on putting it on the same line, because you have not instructed it to go to the next line. Remember in the pseudocode class before this or after this, you will see that for a computer, they know nothing. Okay, you have to tell it everything. If you want to make it appear in the next line, you have to say so. Okay, so in order to do that, let's introduce you to a new character, which is a special character for, not a special character, but a special instruction for the computer to understand that you want it to go to the next line. And I introduce you ENDL. Okay, ENDL stands for end of line. So once you tell it so, you will understand that after printing out hello, you will have to go to the end of line, go to the next line, and print out the next line. Okay, so if you want to go to the next line also, you have to tell it so for the next line. Okay, you just copy and paste so that it makes it quicker and see if it works or not. Yes, it works. Look, each of this C out appears in the new line because now you have added an additional instruction for it to go to the next line before printing out the words. Okay, so now you know that this is the function of ENDL. And also I hope you understand that for a computer to follow instruction, you have to tell it everything. And what by everything I mean everything, even to go to the next line. Okay, right. So before I end this part, I would also like to add one other tip. Actually, you can combine cout statements by doing like this. If you put it in one line, but in between the cout sentences, cout instructions, you put in this less than 6 symbols, you can actually combine them. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm combining everything in one line and see if it fits or if it will work or not. Yeah, I'm doing this live with you so that you can do it on your own right now, so that you don't just have to watch and do nothing. You can actually watch and do the same thing at the same time. I know you have to pause the video right now, but it's okay. So let's see. I've already deleted all cout instruction and left with only one cout, but I've combined all with this less than symbol. Okay, and see if it will give me the same result or not. It should be. Okay, see? Yes. Congratulations, for now you have learned two things at the same time, which is the function of cout, the function of going to the next line, and also how to combine cout sentences. Alright, for the second part of the exercise, I would like you to display these 4 symbols which are called asterisks. Okay, if you're using a normal keyboard like what I'm using, that should be the superscript of number 8 on your keyboard. Okay, so yeah, as usual, type out the symbol and put a space in between them and run it and see if you got the right output. Okay, yes, as you can see, like I told you earlier, cout will always display whatever you printed or you typed in between these symbols. Okay, but what if you take a closer look, there is actually a distance between them. It's as if you are pressing the button tab on your keyboard. You know the tab button on your left hand side? Yes. So what I would like to introduce to you is that in C++ there are special characters which you can also type in and will have the same effect as if you are typing the tab button or other buttons. Okay, for this exercise I will show you the tab button. To do that, you type in the backward slash and the letter T. Okay, again backward slash and T, backward slash and T. Why I use backward slash? Because there's another slash which is called forward slash. Okay, you don't want to use that, use the backward slash. Right, so press run and see what happens. Yes, so now you can see that in between the asterisks there is a bit of space, and it is defined as a space by the tab button. And to do that programmatically, you can add this instruction, which is backward slash with the letter T. Okay, and I leave it to you to explore more of these special characters by looking at the resources online or on your own textbook. Okay, that's all for the exercise for today in the class. But before I end, I would like to also give you a homework. Try to output these numbers aligned in one line like this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, but aligned downwards like this. Okay, this won't be graded, but what I will grade is the exercise I posted on Spectrum. Okay, remember that. Okay, that's all for today. See you on the next class. Happy coding!